The main benefit of reading is that it puts your brain to work. This is why it's probably one of the healthiest hobbies for your mind. Reading is not only educational and informative, which is a great benefit in itself. Reading actively rewires the connections in your brain, which translates into many mental health and wellness benefits. Reading transports us to worlds we would never see, introduces us to people we would never meet, and instills emotions we might never otherwise feel. It also provides an array of health benefits. When we read, not only are we improving memory and empathy, but research has shown that it makes us feel better and more positive too. Science has shown that reading has some amazing health benefits, including helping with depression, cutting stress, and reducing the chances of developing Alzheimer's later in life. Some of the scientifically proven benefits of reading. Reading makes you smarter. Researchers from the University of Edinburgh and King's College London tested 1,890 pairs of twins 5 times between the ages of 7 and 16 to assess their reading ability and IQ. They found that the twin with the highest reading ability also had the highest verbal and non-verbal ability. The constant touching with words, perceiving them, feeling them and evoking them is an exercise that can hardly be matched only by memorizing data. When what we read catches and interests us, it seems that our intelligence is activated and toned like a muscle, making us more mentally skilled. Reading keeps your brain sharp. It's not just that reading makes you smarter, but it can keep your mind sharp too. This study in Neurology, the medical journal of the American Academy of Neurology, says that reading is important throughout a person's life, from childhood through old age. People who read continuously throughout their life exhibit significantly better memory and mental abilities at all stages in life. Reading helps to reduce stress. Studies showed that reading can help relax your body by lowering your heart rate and easing the tension in your muscles. Researchers found a reduction in stress of up to 68% in people when silently reading a literary work for only 6 minutes. Reading helps in memory improvement. Reading has been shown to slow the rate of memory deterioration and even improve your memory and thinking skills. As we age, memory and brain function tend to decline. A study published in Neurology found that people who read or did other mentally stimulating activities had a slower rate of memory decline compared to those who did not. Reading helps to improve concentration. Researchers have found that, compared to using social media, reading helps improve concentration by increasing the capacity for longer attention spans. Reading increases brain connectivity. Studies have found that reading a narrative improves the connections inside the left temporal cortex of the brain, the area which is associated with language reception. The increased connectivity lasts for a few days after the reading session. Reading helps to develop stronger analytical skills. When reading a novel, your brain takes notes of all of the details and gets into critical thinking mode to try to figure out what happens next. This skill can be used on a day-to-day basis, not only when reading. Reading makes you more creative. Research at the University of Toronto finds that people who read short story fiction tend to be more open than their peers who do not love fiction. Reading makes you happier. Researchers at the University of Liverpool surveyed 4,164 adults, and found that self-identified readers reported being less stressed, less depressed, and with more self-esteem and ability to cope with challenges. When compared to non-readers in the group, they also tend to have more close friends, and a greater sense of attachment to their community, and knowledge of social issues, and cultural diversity. At the same time, other studies have shown that the happiest people know how to relate and are in stable couple relationships. Since reading is a factor that helps to deepen social understanding, it is logical to conclude that they are happier. If you have the opportunity to increase your happiness, why not encourage yourself to read a good book? Reading makes you more empathetic. Reading books such as novel can help readers understand what others think when they read other people's emotions, according to a research published in Science. This makes them more empathetic to others, with greater respect for other people's beliefs and desires. A broad, open mind is all someone needs to have a better connection with the people around them. Conflicts are reduced, communication becomes more efficient, and good actions are extended. In other words, reading makes you more humane, more compassionate, and able to bring value to the world. Reading can help to prevent Alzheimer's. Researchers from Case Western University found that people who regularly stimulated their brains with activities such as reading, playing chess, or doing puzzles were 2.5 times less likely to develop Alzheimer's disease than people who devoted their time to less difficult activities. Reading, in this sense, is a challenge for our brain. It puts it to work. Make your brain an efficient machine. You will achieve this in part by exercising your reading muscle. Do you want more creativity, overcoming obstacles, and mental agility in your life? Read, and read again. Reading can make you live longer. The Yale University researchers studied 3,365 people over the age of 50, and found that participants who spent 30 minutes of their day on reading lived an average of 23 months longer than people who didn't read. People who read books also tend to live longer than those who read newspapers or magazines. Who doesn't want to extend their life expectancy? I think we have spent time looking for the formula of youth, eternal life. Somehow we want to perpetuate ourselves through any resource that comes our way. There are no more excuses. If by reading we get even a chance to extend our lives, are we going to let it go? Not me, and you. Reading helps you discover the world. Reading is a gateway to learning anything about everything. It helps you discover new things and educate yourself in any area of life you are interested in. You can find a book on just about any subject. You can imagine, dive in, and start learning. Your child can learn about their interests, and even themselves, through reading things they enjoy. Reading develops your imagination. When we watch television or a movie, all the information is given to us on the screen. There's nothing we need to imagine. A book in its pure form is just words on a page, and our minds have to do the work, imagining the words coming to life. This does wonders to develop our creativity and experience. Reading helps with building a good self-image. Learning new concepts, discovering exciting places, and understanding others' perspectives is key to building a well-rounded self-image, not to mention the self-esteem boost from being able to read well. It's at early ages that children can be most easily influenced, and a positive reading experience can do wonders to help them form a positive perception of themselves. Reading also has social benefits. Reading helps you to master a language. Reading is one of the best ways to learn a new language or gain mastery over a known one. Also, when you learn through stories, you learn much faster. Learning about words through context is one of the most organic ways to understand their meaning and improve your vocabulary. Reading helps to create connections with others. Books can be great conversation starters and can help bond with new people. Readers can have multiple stories to tell or topics to discuss, and can easily become the center of attention due to their knowledge. Their ability to objectively critique issues also makes them popular. Reading keeps you grounded. Reading is a constant exercise. The more you read, the more you realize how much you haven't. That reminds you of how much further you still need to go. Each book reminds you of how limited your knowledge is. Readers are friendlier and more accepting of others. They are always helpful as they know they too are still a work in progress. Its benefits make reading a non-negotiable habit. A book can be many different things. It can be a guide when you are lost. It can be a companion when you feel alone. Conclusion. All these studies and research as scientific support. Researchers believe that reading leads to cognitive engagement as the brain learned new vocabulary, established connections between plot points and the outside world, and affected empathy, social perception, and integral and emotional intelligence. The influence of reading throughout our lives is positive in many aspects, and as research indicates, the earlier we get involved in the world of reading, the greater our development as individuals. Because the more you read, the more you know. The more you know, the more you'll see how much you didn't know before you read to learn what you know now. The more you see what you did not know, the more you will keep your mind open to learn more when you read more. Each new insight and change of opinion brings with it not only the lesson learned, but also the lesson that if you change your mind once, something might change it again. The benefits of reading are quickly and easily acquired and last a lifetime. A book is a vast source of advantages and positive elements, which just by wishing for it can be yours. Start reading and enjoy a whole new world of experiences and emotions, as well as benefits to your general health that only literary books can